On the high street, surrounded by many retail shops, welcoming customers who are facing the highest inflation rates the UK has seen in the last 40 years. The pricing of clothing, food, gardening tools, electronics, furniture and many more products have been hit hard by inflation. We are in one of West London's most populated high streets, exploring how the cost of living crisis is affecting shoppers. While the whole of the retail industry have faced inflation, food reached a record high of over 13% in December during Christmas time. Christmas in 2022 was one of the hardest Christmases for UK families. Inflation has hit consumers in a way that hasn't been seen since the early 80s. Inflation doubled in the last quarter of the year, with it reaching just over 10% before Christmas time, a time when British people might want to buy a little something for their loved ones. At times like this, it is so important for families and individuals to feel as though they can reach out for support. We spoke to residents and visitors in the shopping area of Ealing Broadway to see how inflation had been impacting their shopping habits.
I shop in Waitrose, and I used to go in there and just always have a full trolley, and now I just have about a quarter full.
I hesitate about shopping weekly. Now I'm having to think, okay, we can hold on for a bit. I'm constantly looking at prices.
And people are in a big predicament that they can't afford to, especially the electricity and the utility costs are very high.
It's hard to understand exactly where you would save if you have a family, etc. And if you're privileged enough to have enough money, then you would probably cut down on optional things that you would buy.
Actually, now I'm just prepared for 50% off shopping. Yeah, actually it's a benefit for me.
We've been researching into how different projects are helping people to tackle the cost of living crisis. Places like this, the Ealing Repair Cafe. The Ealing Repair Cafe run monthly gatherings around Ealing to create a sense of community and to help people upcycle their clothes using different textiling patterns. And I didn't even know about this fast fashion. So are you familiar kind of with how inflation is impacting people, or even yourself?
I see people are cutting back, they're trying to buy second-hand, they're trying to go to charity shops and buy things, and then we can help them change that item they buy from the charity shop. Say it's got a rip or a tear, we can help mend it, or it's a bit too small or it's a bit too big, we can show them how to make it. So the good thing is that it saves them money. They've got clothes at home that need fixing, they'll come along, we're not charging them, it's like a small donation for our time, and then they learn and then they can go on to do more of their clothes. And the other thing that I would say, there's the cost of living and we're saving money, but also we're helping people's mental health. People come to our session and I've seen them skipping out because they've darned their sock. So the pride that you've got of having something that you've fixed yourself and then you get to wear it for longer, that makes people happier as well. These are samples of what we've done. This is for more advanced people to patch using.
They're running classes on different techniques to upcycle and fix your clothing using patchwork and different embroidery skills. Mary Horesh started this group up in Northfields, Ealing with her mum and friends. They wanted to create a sense of community for those struggling, whilst also teaching others how to prolong the lives of their clothes. Recent data from Barclays shows that retail spending fell significantly in 2022 compared to the previous year. One of the biggest factors that has influenced consumer spending is the huge rise in energy bills due to different events like the war in Ukraine. Gas and electricity bills rose by 33% in 2022. People are being forced to be selective with their spending, but what should money be spent on? It's not a surprise people are struggling to survive in this climate, with prices constantly changing in our day-to-day lives. People's priorities are ever changing. Charities are out there, it's just a case of getting the message out and everyone helping when they can. We can now wonder how consumer spending habits will change in 2023, a year that the Bank of England says inflation will remain to stay high.